Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ghost 11 Vise Squad, brought to you by the Anadromous Fly Company. Today we're going to tie this stonefly pattern, soft hackle stonefly. Has a little hot spot, some rubber legs, some biots, everything the fish likes. So we're going to tie that up, so stay with us. We're going to start with a size 12 scud hook and a 3.8 millimeter tungsten bead in gold. Here we got an 8/0 GSP thread, and then later on we're gonna bring in this classic waxed 8/0 thread in fluorescent orange. That being said, we're gonna start our thread at the bead. You can also add some lead wire on this. You want to add some extra weight, but it's going to be tough on the last few steps. Maybe you want to go down a thread size and do like 12/0. The GSP makes it nice later when you're trying to bear down on the soft hackle. Make sure it's set right. Also just makes tying a little bit easier because you always have that little more tension you can give it. You can take these Print Sniff Brown goose biots. We're going to take 2 of them right away. Now if you look, biots have this natural curvature to them. We're going to tie with that natural curvature. Give your thread a little bit of twist too. It'll bite down in those biots and give it a little bit more. If you guys want to see some great biot work, check out some of Ryan's videos. He's much better with biots than I am. We'll put them one at a time. So there's our first one. Here's our second one. We're down in the bend, by the way. I'm not sure if I said that. Oops. I got them about the same length. And then we're just going to wrap our thread up into the biots to create this really even body for when we use the wire here in a little bit. Snip these out. These little Anadromous Fly Company, or Anadromous Fly Company scissors make it great. We're snipping those out and not wasting any room, which we're going to need later on. They have a curved tip and they're squeezed. I know I bring them out a lot in my other videos. They're my favorite pair of scissors. So with that being said, we're going to take our wire now. It's just a small copper wire. And we're just going to tie it along the top. Along with the biot. Create the body all at once. Save some room. Now we're going to thread back up, touching wraps the whole way. And I nicked the hook point, which means I need to snip these little fuzzes out of there before they cause a problem. So those of you that do that all the time and wonder, wow, wonder if he ever does that. I do a lot, but it's all right. And now we're just going to create a small little taper. Another thing that's nice about this GSP, it lays nice and flat. And I did it again. Wow, bad day for me. Sorry guys, but I got it. Now we are going to half hitch off, bring our cradle, our bobbin cradle around, and we are going to wrap this wire, create this nice little stonefly body. I love wire bodies because not only do you add weight to the fly, but you also get to add segmentation in color, and overall it's like a win-win-win-win situation. Everything's good about it. So we're going to keep wrapping. We're going to stop hitting the hook point like I'm doing. We're going to stop right about there. And now what I like to do is I just like to pull the wire out and give it one more wrap. And there is my tie-in point. Really don't waste any room. Makes it nice and easy to tie it in without losing some of my copper wire body. We're just going to helicopter that off. Give you a 360 view. Nice. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 more biots. We're going to thread up to the wire body. And you're going to just crisscross them across the top, similar to a Prince nymph. Actually, I almost did a Prince nymph for this video and changed my mind, so if you guys would like to see a Prince nymph, throw it in the comments and I'll do it next week. And we're going to do the other one just the same way. Kind of adds these legs off the top and extra legs in the back. I mean, this pattern in general is just really, really leggy. You're going to have the soft hackle, you're going to have the rubber legs, you got these biots. Everything the fish like about the stoneflies, so hopefully get them to key in. I've fished these a little bit. I've had pretty good luck. I just don't tie them very often because they're a little more complicated and not really the grab and go patterns I normally have in my box. But rest assured they work, and maybe it'll trick the pickier trout in some situations. So now we're going to add a flashback. I have the saltwater flashabou that we're going to use for it. What we're going to do is we're going to push it into the bead, give it a wrap, and pull it out a little bit. Give another wrap, and really cinch it down. And now we're going to tie in 3 different peacock herls that we're going to take right off the tail feather. Having 3 of these is going to make this really bulky little spot for you to put in your soft tackle, which is going to help push it outwards rather than falling straight back on the fly. So bring it up to your flashabou. And now we're going to add these rubber legs. Actually, these are light flex in ginger. I guess the rubber legs, kind of. And they're all the same. These seem to be a little more flexible, a little more durable too. Usually what I use on most of my stoneflies. We're just gonna, oops, missed. Tie these in to right around the middle if you have to. Get up, adjust it like I'm going to here. You throw it a little twist, there we go. Bite down a little bit more and flare them outwards. That's what we want here. We're gonna do the same to the other side, just like that. Not just like that. There we go. And we're gonna bring our thread back out front. That's what I meant by you can add that lead wire, but it makes it a little more difficult. We have a lot of tie-in points right here. So, I mean, if you add that lead wire, then you add just that much more loss. So now we're going to wrap this peacock herl. We're going to take it behind the rubber legs first, and then in front. Or between, I guess. And then in front. Add a couple more wraps, kind of build up to the bead. And work around them and cinch it off. You want to step out this peacock herl now. Get it secured. We're going to trim these to shape. I don't want them too short because I really want this pattern to move a lot in the water. But I also don't want to leave them too long because that'll cause extra drag. My fly won't get down as fast and it'll move a little bit abnormally. Unnaturally, I guess, not abnormally. Same thing, whatever. So now that we have this, you can definitely just pull this flashabou over, call it a day. In fact, I have a pattern that's very similar to that we posted a few months ago. But we're going to add a soft hackle to this. So what I have right here is a Herbert Minor wet fly hackle. It's a hen saddle. Now I'm going to take about a medium-sized feather off of it. Some medium-sized barbs going on. That one will work. Feather selection is really important, guys. You're selecting these feathers, make sure they have the length of barbs that you want. Keep that consistent when you tie a batch. And what we're going to do is we're going to strip all these fluffy parts down. Cut real close to the stem, give us a long stem to hold on to. And we're going to grab right here, pull down. Put everything back, and you see these ones that didn't quite make it down, we're going to pull them back up. And they're going to become our tie-in point as we snip and snip. So now we have this nice long handle to hold on to, and our tie-in point and our hackle. Just kind of preen the legs back, keep them out of your way. Get the feather with your thumb or whatever really feels comfortable, as long as you're just securing it. One wrap on top and a couple wraps behind. Snip off the rest of our tie-in point that didn't quite make it. Now we're going to preen back and polymer our hackle. Not really polymer, just wrap. Polymer would be up the body. Make sure you're preening your fibers back and try to get the legs at the same time. You can do a little bit of both. Just continue to preen them back. Spin your bead every now and then because these scud hooks tend to bind up the bead with your thread. Got the problem later on if you don't do that. Just continue to preen back. Preen back. And now that we got our stem right there, we're just going to grab it and give it a couple more wraps. We can be a little bit more liberal with our thread now, since we only have one more step. We're going to take these scissors once again and just kind of give it a comb to the side. You can also do that with your bodkin. With these scissors, it's just easier just to keep them in your hand and do both at the same time. Squeeze scissors are nice for that. And we're going to bring this over. Give the bead another twist again just to make sure it's loose. Preen everything backwards and tie it in. Couple more wraps. One more wrap on top. It's a little bit slippery. Don't want it to get away. And we're going to snip it off now. Preen everything back. Couple more wraps. Half hitch off. Just one half hitched. And we're going to snip this thread off. Now you can switch bobbins, which I'm going to do. Or you can just take that thread off of that bobbin and change to this fluorescent orange. It's nice to have these multiple bobbins because you can switch threads just like this. I wish I had more than two. I need to get more than two. But Andromeda Fly Company has a huge selection at a really good price. I mean, they're what I use on a daily basis. They produce great flies. I would definitely check them out, guys, and grab a couple extra bobbins because you can never have too many. We're just going to start our thread. Preen back. Snip off this tag end. And we're just going to create this little hot spot because trout like fluorescent orange. And just half hitch off a couple times. Here's a little hint, guys. If you're tying, right, and you get this really big buildup at the bead, you're like, wow, this looks disgusting. Get a fluorescent thread, give it a hot spot, and say it was on purpose. Can't say you would be the first person to do that. Hint, hint. So, we're going to keep these fibers off to the side, and we're going to give this wing case a little bit of extra structure with this Gulff Classic UV resin. So I've been having this upside down for a little while, but you might want to make sure that it's upside down enough. And then squeeze. And just make a nice thin layer. Top of the UV over top of the flashback and the hotspot, all the way to the bead and all the way to the wire. Set that down, get your UV light, and hit it. While we're at this, also check out how that hotspot is being so hot. I mean, it's shining in the UV light more than anything else. That's the fluorescent aspect to it. That's what the fish really like. So it's something really good to have in your flies. Trout in general react really well to it. This UV light, it's the same as the sun's going to come down. It's going to have the same reaction. You're really going to pop. That being said, that is your soft Hackle Stonefly that we tied today. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button, like button, and the little reminder bell so you don't miss any of our future episodes. Also, check out our awesome online store at fishingoutdoors.ca or .net for U.S. and international shoppers as our sponsor gear and lots of other gear. So check it out. Lots of different fishing gears, adventure gear, outdoor gear, hiking gear, whatever you want, it's there. Check it out. And also check out Androm's Fly Company, our sponsor. We really appreciate them and they do great work. So see you guys next Sunday. Hope you had a great weekend.